Just out here chilling. Hello, watchers. I got me my favorite drink, which is a tall iced coffee. 4 sugars. Yes, 4 sugars. And half and half. And that's my order. And I'm good to go now. So earlier today, I was reading the Quran. And I thought I had read the Quran before, but it must have been a long time ago, and I don't think I read all of it. So I said, well, which book should I read? And I was scrolling through the chapters, because this one is translated to English, so, there might be some glitches. But, I still want to read it. So I saw the name Yasin. I said, yeah, I think I'll start there. Because I have a friend who converted to Islam, and he named himself Yasin. He's a childhood friend of mine. And he's a great messenger too. So I started with Yasin. And as I was reading the third line, it says, you are a messenger, you are the messenger. And I said, oh, Gospel of Luke. I'm glad I read it, because there were a lot of similarities in Yasin to the Gospel of Luke. And one of those similarities was the fact that, in the Gospel of Luke, Jesus said, if people don't follow you, if people don't believe what you say, you're not there to convince them. If they don't welcome you, if they don't make a place for you, knowing you're coming, don't convince them of anything. Keep going. Dust it off as like from your shoes and just keep going, And there was a lot of that in Yasin. I said, because, word is life. A crackhead named Raheem told me, okay? He's ascended too. But he just, haven't defeated that demon yet. And he told me, he said, the 3 books were translated by us and given to other nations. And that's the Gospel, the Torah, and the Quran. I said, yes, this is facts. And he said the reason we could do that was because we had a direct communication with God. And I said, hallelujah. He knows that. He's going to be okay. But when he introduced himself to me, he was like, my name is Raheem. Yes, I smoke crack. He was hiding his stash because he planned on talking to me, and he did. I allowed it because I said, this is about to be good. And he dropped some knowledge on me, and I appreciate that, I believed it right away. I knew it was true. Because back then, we communicated directly with God. We didn't need a translation. But those times are lost to us now because who's that dedicated to God, Well, he will bestow you everything you desire. But that requires direct communication, you know? Y'all sing. Yes. Oh my goodness. And there was another section that I read about it was divorce. I said, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this. But their divorce rules are fair. I mean, a faith must keep its foundation, but it must also address the times. I strongly believe that. So, I guess there were times back then where if a Muslim man wanted to divorce his wife, especially if she had gone into menopause, or, she didn't menstruate yet. That sounds pretty young. And if she was pregnant. And you know what? I found it to be fair. He must still take care of them as a husband until the divorce is final. That's fair. I found it to be fair. Even if she's pregnant. You can still divorce her, but you must take care of her until the child is born, and then y'all both decide afterward what happens, But you must still take care of your child. That's fair. That's fair. I found it to be fair and true. But times have changed, You gotta be rich to marry more than one woman. You better be rich. Things are so expensive these days, even as a couple. Unless you're out here part-timing with somebody else's person. I read more Machiavelli too. Machiavelli was a genius, honey. He paid attention, honey. That man should have read that book. His name was Lorenzo something Medici. Oh my goodness. In the introduction, it said that he didn't even read Machiavelli's book, The Prince. He should have, honey. He would have stayed in power. Machiavelli was a genius, honey. He really was. The more I read, the more I'm convinced of it. In my previous videos, I left the link to the PDF, The Prince, written by him. You can go back to one of them and check it out if I don't get a chance to put it in this video. Oh my goodness. Machiavelli said that the only way to destroy a nation of people who live in a democracy is to leave them in rubble, to break them, you know, to start fresh. That's if you take over that nation. And I forgot the other way he said to break them as well. That's what he meant. Like, that's if you didn't want that's if you didn't want too much resistance. I don't think I'll have the second one, but it'll come to me. What? I'm supposed to give somebody a second chance. I was supposed to have been made this video like a week and a half ago. I'm supposed to give somebody a second chance. And at first I said, who should I give a second chance to? A second chance of what? You know, because I'm so single, you know. And he gave me an answer. But I can't give y'all the answer that he gave me. He said, I'll know it when it is, you know, when it is. But the second answer he gave me tonight, he said, to follow my heart. Now, the first answer coupled with the second answer could mean a lot of things. But I think I will know it when I get to it. I'm almost sure of that. But I'm supposed to give someone a second chance. And I'll know who to give that second chance to when it is. Oh my God, y'all. Did I tell y'all I found another gold ring? And this one fit my finger. I was like, oh my gosh. Before, you know, when I found like the first ring, and when I picked it up and I was looking at it and I realized it was a wedding band, you know, I thought to myself, first of all, it said, when I picked it up and realized it was a wedding band, it said divorced. As if me touching it made it speak, you know? That's what it really was like, though. But at first I thought, like, oh, okay, maybe this guy, because he lost his wedding ring, his wife would be upset and be like, where's your wedding ring? And of course, I told y'all that gold was from Turkey. The ring was made from gold from Turkey. And so I looked it up to see what gold from Turkey means. Does it have any, like, great significance? And yes, it does. You know, it's one of the highest quality golds in all the world. You know, and it's usually given in semblance of abundance and marriage and, you know, children and, like, happiness. So now that I have this other ring that fits me, I'm just like, oh my God, who's getting married? Who? Me? I'm getting married. Who? Me? Who would be crazy enough to want to marry me? I guess we'll find out though, right? Stay tuned.